Air Force Combat Controller Emily Johnson found herself in a critical situation while providing support for SEAL Team 2, as hostile forces surrounded their position with overwhelming numbers and superior weaponry. The SEALs were severely outnumbered and outmatched, creating a tactical scenario that demanded an urgent retreat. Lieutenant Patterson gave the order to coordinate an immediate extraction, informing Johnson that they needed to pull back from their objective. However, Emily had been carefully monitoring the movements of enemy combatants through her targeting systems, pinpointing crucial positions that were dominating the battlefield. She addressed her commanding officer, requesting permission to neutralize the hostile shooters who were keeping them pinned down. Reaching for the team's M24 sniper rifle, she asked for a single opportunity before they abandoned their mission. The accurate shots that came next would transform what seemed like certain defeat into a remarkable victory. The rugged mountains of eastern Afghanistan jutted against the early morning sky like sharp, broken teeth as SEAL Team 2 set up their observation position on the rocky ridge that overlooked a compound intelligence had identified as housing a high-value target. For this elite naval special warfare unit, the mission was supposed to be standard procedure: infiltrate under the cover of darkness, observe suspected Taliban leadership, and withdraw with useful intelligence for subsequent operations. Staff Sergeant Emily Johnson took her position with her communications and targeting gear at the center of the team's tactical setup, prepared to manage the air support that would prove essential if their surveillance operation escalated into active combat. As an Air Force combat controller, Emily's responsibilities were well defined by Joint Operations protocols. She was to serve as the connection between ground troops and aircraft, manage close air support when required, and maintain accurate coordination between various military branches working in the same combat zone. Emily had been working with SEAL Team 2 for 8 months after finishing her combat controller training, which had equipped her to work alongside special operations forces in the world's most hazardous locations. Her specialized instruction covered advanced communications methods, tactical air control, and the capability to direct precision airstrikes in close proximity to friendly troops. The Combat Controller program ranked among the military's most rigorous training courses, with failure rates surpassing 80% due to the demanding physical, mental, and technical skills that candidates needed to acquire. Throughout the program, Emily had proven herself exceptional by showing outstanding proficiency in marksmanship, making tactical decisions under stress, and maintaining effective communications in chaotic battlefield conditions. What her training hadn't focused heavily on was direct engagement with hostile forces. Combat controllers received training to fight when required, but their main contribution came from their ability to deploy massive air power against enemy locations while protecting friendly forces from accidental strikes. Nevertheless, Emily's instructors had noticed her innate talent for precise shooting and had given her extra training beyond the standard combat controller curriculum. This included sophisticated sniper methods, understanding of long-range ballistics, and the mental conditioning needed for precision elimination under combat circumstances. Lieutenant David Patterson, who commanded the 6-man element performing the surveillance operation, called for a communications check. Emily confirmed that all frequencies were functioning properly, air assets were ready, and the extraction helicopter was positioned for quick response. She kept watch over the various radio networks linking the team to higher command, aviation units, and emergency rescue teams. The target compound sat in a valley 2 kilometers beneath their observation point, reachable through narrow passages that would funnel any assault force into predictable zones where they could be easily engaged. Intelligence indicated the compound sheltered a Taliban commander who coordinated attacks against American troops across the region, making him a priority target for capture or elimination. The mission had been designed as passive observation, watch, record, and relay information about enemy activities without engaging unless absolutely required for self-protection. Military operations in Afghanistan seldom went according to plan, especially when operating in areas where hostile forces had developed ways to counter American tactical methods and technological superiority. Emily had thoroughly examined the intelligence documentation, recognizing that the target posed a considerable threat to American operations throughout the area. The Taliban commander had orchestrated sophisticated attacks showing advanced planning abilities and access to military-grade weapons that created serious challenges for American forces. Petty Officer First Class Michael Rodriguez, the team's intelligence specialist monitoring the target location through powerful optics, reported movement in the compound. Emily shifted her position to optimize communication coverage while staying hidden from enemy view. Her gear included satellite communication systems, tactical radios for aircraft coordination, and targeting equipment that could supply exact coordinates for airstrikes if the mission needed to shift from surveillance to direct action. The initial warning of trouble emerged when Petty Officer Second Class James Martinez, serving as the team's point man, noticed unusual activity on the ridgeline surrounding their location. He transmitted over the team's internal network that multiple groups of armed individuals were advancing toward their position from 3 different directions, with movement patterns suggesting coordinated action designed to establish containment. Lieutenant Patterson immediately grasped the tactical significance. SEAL Team 2 was potentially being encircled by numerically superior hostile forces that had somehow discovered their presence and were positioning themselves to trap the Americans in terrain favoring defensive operations. The enemy movement indicated sophisticated tactical planning reflecting formal military instruction rather than the improvised methods typically used by insurgent forces. Emily understood they were confronting opponents who comprehended American special operations procedures and had created countermeasures intended to exploit predictable elements of SEAL team operations. Patterson ordered Emily to establish immediate communication with higher headquarters, explaining they might require emergency extraction if the situation deteriorated. Emily contacted the Joint Operations Center, conveying SEAL Team 2's tactical circumstances and requesting that extraction assets be readied for immediate deployment if the team's position became unsustainable. Within minutes, however, the situation escalated beyond what standard extraction procedures could handle when hostile forces began targeting the team with accurate fire from multiple directions simultaneously. The initial shots originated from Taliban fighters positioned on the eastern ridgeline, roughly 600 meters from SEAL Team 2's location. The adversary had established firing positions using natural rock formations, providing excellent protection. While enabling them to observe and engage the American team, Rodriguez shouted a warning about contact from the east, returning fire with his M4 carbine while seeking shelter behind the boulder formation selected to give the team defensive benefits. Emily quickly understood that the team faced a coordinated ambush planned by hostile forces with comprehensive knowledge of American special operations tactics. The Taliban had positioned multiple sniper teams in locations creating overlapping fields of fire, effectively imprisoning SEAL Team 2 in a killing zone where movement would expose them to precision fire from several directions. The sophistication of enemy tactics indicated the Taliban had been analyzing American special operations procedures and had formulated specific countermeasures designed to neutralize the technological and training advantages that typically provided SEAL teams with decisive combat superiority. Patterson commanded Emily to arrange immediate close air support, acknowledging that the team confronted a tactical situation exceeding their organic firepower capabilities. Emily began coordinating with available aircraft, requesting urgent intervention by attack helicopters that could eliminate the enemy positions threatening SEAL Team 2. The response from aviation units revealed that weather conditions and enemy air defense systems made immediate close air support impossible for at least 30 minutes. Emily informed her commander that aviation assets were unavailable due to weather restrictions and surface-to-air missile threats in the vicinity, with the earliest possible air support being half an hour away. The tactical reality was severe. SEAL Team 2 faced numerically superior hostile forces holding advantageous positions with no prospect of air support during the critical period when the engagement would be determined. Emily recognized that the Taliban forces had planned this engagement to exploit the interval between when American ground forces would encounter overwhelming opposition and when air power could respond effectively. The adversary had created a tactical window during which they could potentially eliminate an entire SEAL team before American aviation assets could intervene. During the following 20 minutes, the situation continued worsening as additional hostile forces arrived to strengthen the Taliban fighters already engaging the team. Intelligence reports showed that enemy commanders viewed the trapped American Special Operations Unit as an opportunity to inflict substantial casualties while proving their capacity to defeat elite United States forces. The enemy reinforcements included additional sniper teams, heavy machine gun crews, and mortar teams capable of providing indirect fire support for the Taliban fighters involved in the direct confrontation with SEAL Team 2. Lieutenant Patterson ordered Emily to coordinate immediate extraction, recognizing that conventional tactics had failed and that withdrawal was the only option offering reasonable probability of team survival. Emily began coordinating with helicopter assets for emergency extraction, understanding the team would need to move to a landing zone while under fire from hostile forces controlling the high ground around their position. As Emily examined the tactical situation through her targeting equipment, she identified something the team's designated marksmen hadn't been able to observe from their current positions. The enemy forces keeping SEAL Team 2 pinned down were coordinating their fire from 3 primary sniper positions located in caves and rock formations, providing concealment from American observation. These positions were directing the overall enemy engagement, but they were visible from Emily's location due to the angle of her targeting equipment and her elevated position relative to the rest of the team. Emily's combat controller training had taught her to analyze battlefield situations from multiple viewpoints, searching for vulnerabilities that could be exploited through precise application of firepower. Her unique position and specialized equipment had revealed tactical opportunities invisible to other team members. Emily reported to Lieutenant Patterson that she could see the enemy positions controlling the engagement, 3 sniper teams in concealed locations that their marksmen couldn't engage due to angle restrictions. Patterson replied that her job was coordinating extraction, not engaging enemy snipers, focused on the immediate tactical problem of getting his team out of a killing zone rapidly becoming untenable. Emily understood that successful extraction required neutralizing the enemy positions commanding the routes the team would use to reach helicopter landing zones. Without eliminating the sniper teams controlling the battlefield, any movement by SEAL Team 2 would result in casualties that could compromise the entire extraction operation. Emily stated that she could eliminate the shooters pinning them down, studying the M24 sniper weapon system that Petty Officer Rodriguez had been carrying for precision engagement of high-value targets. Patterson responded that she wasn't qualified as a designated marksman and needed to focus on coordinating their extraction. Emily understood Patterson's hesitation to authorize someone without formal sniper training to attempt precision shooting under combat conditions, but she also recognized that her training as a combat controller had included marksmanship instruction exceeding what most people realized. Combat controllers were trained to operate independently in hostile territory, often without direct support from other forces. This training included advanced shooting skills enabling them to engage enemy forces when air support was unavailable or inappropriate for tactical situations. The marksmanship component of combat controller training was designed to ensure personnel could engage targets at extended ranges with precision sufficient to protect themselves and coordinate ground forces when conventional support was unavailable. Emily explained that combat controller training included precision shooting qualification with multiple weapon systems and that she could make the shots clearing their extraction route. Lieutenant Patterson faced a tactical decision that would determine whether his team completed their mission successfully or suffered casualties during withdrawal from an untenable position. Emily's reputation within SEAL Team 2 had been built on consistent performance exceeding expectations in every aspect of her duties. Her communication coordination had been flawless, her tactical analysis accurate, and her composure under pressure had impressed veterans with decades of special operations experience. Patterson asked for her assessment of the required shots. Emily studied the enemy positions through her targeting scope, calculating ranges, environmental conditions, and the precision required to neutralize threats controlling the entire engagement. She identified 3 targets at ranges from 500 to 800 meters with partial concealment but clear shot opportunities if timed correctly with their firing patterns. Patterson made the decision that would either validate Emily's unconventional capabilities or potentially compromise his team's tactical situation. He authorized Emily to engage enemy sniper positions, emphasizing that she needed to make her shots count because they wouldn't get a second chance. Emily moved to the position providing the best angle for engaging the enemy sniper teams, taking the M24 sniper weapon system and setting up for precision shooting under combat conditions. The M24 was familiar to Emily through her combat controller training, though she had never used it in actual combat. Her marksmanship training had prepared her for exactly this type of scenario, precision engagement of enemy forces under time pressure with limited ammunition. Her first target was the Taliban sniper positioned in a cave approximately 650 meters to the northeast. This position had been directing fire against SEAL Team 2's designated marksmen, preventing them from engaging other enemy forces effectively. Emily calculated wind speed, range, and the timing required to engage the target during the brief moments when he would be exposed while firing at American positions. The enemy sniper moved into her crosshairs exactly as Emily had predicted, presenting a clear target for the 3 seconds required to make a precision shot. Emily controlled her breathing, aligned her sight picture, and squeezed the trigger with the smooth pressure that combat controller training had drilled into every aspect of her marksmanship technique. The M24 fired with the sharp crack announcing precision shooting, sending a 7.62mm bullet on a trajectory that would eliminate the enemy threat or demonstrate that Emily had overestimated her capabilities. The bullet struck the Taliban sniper center mass, eliminating him immediately and removing the primary threat that had been controlling the eastern approach to SEAL Team 2's position. Emily reported the first target down while already transitioning to her second engagement. The second enemy sniper was positioned approximately 720 meters to the south, using a rock formation providing excellent concealment while allowing him to engage American forces with precision fire that had wounded one of the SEALs. This shot was more challenging due to increased range and the target's use of cover limiting exposure to a narrow window of opportunity requiring perfect timing. Emily waited for the enemy sniper to reposition for his next shot, understanding that Taliban marksmen typically moved after firing to avoid return fire from American forces. When the target presented himself, Emily was ready with a sight picture accounting for the increased range and environmental conditions that could affect bullet trajectory at extended distance. Her second shot was as precise as her first, eliminating the Taliban sniper who had been controlling the southern approach and preventing SEAL Team 2 from maneuvering to more defensible positions. Emily transmitted that the second target was neutralized while preparing for her most challenging engagement. The third enemy sniper was positioned approximately 800 meters to the west, using advanced camouflage techniques and firing positions making him nearly invisible to conventional observation. Emily had located him only through systematic analysis of muzzle flashes and the coordination patterns she had observed through her targeting equipment. This shot pushed the M24 weapon system to its effective range limitations while requiring Emily to engage a target whose exact position was known only through inference from firing signatures and tactical behavior patterns. Emily studied the suspected position through her scope, waiting for the muzzle flash that would confirm the sniper's exact location and provide the targeting reference she needed for a successful engagement. When the enemy sniper fired his next shot, Emily was ready with a return engagement demonstrating precision shooting capabilities exceeding what anyone expected from an Air Force combat controller. Her third shot traveled 800 meters through variable wind conditions to strike the Taliban sniper who had been coordinating the overall enemy engagement against SEAL Team 2. Emily reported that all primary targets were eliminated and enemy fire had ceased from Overwatch positions. The immediate effect was dramatic. Without the sniper teams that had been directing the Taliban engagement, enemy fighters lost the coordination that had made their numerical superiority effective against the American Special Operations Team. Lieutenant Patterson transmitted that her shooting was outstanding and that she had just turned the mission around. SEAL Team 2 was able to maneuver from their defensive positions and complete their original surveillance mission, gathering intelligence about Taliban leadership that would inform successful follow-on operations throughout the region. The intelligence they gathered revealed the structure of a Taliban network that had been responsible for coordinated attacks against American forces throughout eastern Afghanistan. The information would lead to follow-on operations that disrupted enemy capabilities and saved American lives. The extraction proceeded without enemy interference, with all team members returning safely to their forward operating base despite having faced overwhelming odds during the engagement. During the post-mission briefing, Patterson told Emily that what she had accomplished was exceptional marksmanship under impossible conditions, 3 precision shots at extended range under combat stress, eliminating the threats controlling the entire engagement. Emily's performance had demonstrated that combat controller training produced capabilities exceeding what most people understood about Air Force Special Operations personnel. Her shooting had been analyzed by military marksmanship experts who confirmed she had achieved precision matching or exceeding what was typically expected from formally trained military snipers. 2 days later, Emily received orders to report to the Special Operations Command headquarters for assignment to advanced sniper training that would formally recognize the precision shooting capabilities she had demonstrated during the SEAL Team 2 mission. Her transition from combat controller to dual qualified combat controller and sniper would make her one of the most versatile special operations personnel in the military, capable of both coordinating air support and engaging enemy forces with precision fire when tactical situations required both capabilities. The advanced sniper training would build upon the foundation that Combat Controller School had provided, developing her precision shooting skills to levels that would qualify her for the most challenging special operations missions. The Taliban forces that had planned to eliminate SEAL Team 2 learned that American Special Operations teams included personnel whose capabilities extended far beyond their formal job descriptions, and that underestimating any member of an elite unit could result in tactical defeat. Emily's 3 precision shots had not only saved SEAL Team 2 from a tactical situation that would have required retreat, they had enabled mission completion that provided intelligence leading to the elimination of the Taliban leadership they had been sent to observe. The success of the mission had broader implications for American operations throughout the region, as the intelligence gathered during the surveillance provided insights into enemy capabilities and intentions that informed strategic decision-making at the highest levels. Sometimes the most important shots were fired by people whose primary job was something completely different, but whose training had prepared them to excel when conventional solutions proved inadequate. Emily Johnson had prevented SEAL Team 2's retreat with precision shooting that turned potential defeat into decisive victory. The M24 sniper rifle had found its mark in the hands of someone who had never been formally trained as a designated marksman but who had learned that special operations required personnel ready to exceed every limitation when American lives depended on precision under pressure. 3 shots, 3 hits, mission accomplished. Some combat controllers coordinated airstrikes, others eliminated threats directly, one precise shot at a time, proving that special operations personnel were defined by their ability to solve problems rather than by the specific tools they were expected to use. Emily had shown that sometimes the best sniper was the one who saw opportunities that others missed and had the courage to take the shots that turned retreat into victory. Her story became a case study taught in special operations training programs, demonstrating that individual excellence could overcome institutional limitations when applied with courage and precision in moments that defined mission success or failure. The mountains of Afghanistan had witnessed many battles, but few where victory had depended on 3 perfect shots fired by someone who wasn't supposed to be the one pulling the trigger. Emily Johnson had proven that in special operations, capability mattered more than job description when American lives hung in the balance.